Hi, I'm Rob Robillard. You're at conqueredcarpenter.com. Today's tool review, we're looking at a cordless finish nailer. It's Paslode's cordless 16 gauge angled nailer. It's model number IM250A. This nailer's been around for a long time. Paslode is the leader in cordless technology, cordless nailer technology. I've been hesitant to make the transition, or at least add cordless nailers to my tool arsenal. Basically, I've held out for a long time, and I recently made a decision to start looking at cordless nailers when I started working with a friend of mine, and he has a ton of cordless nailers. So I've used a bunch of them, and I got a chance to play with this one. Basically, you got to ask the question, why cordless? And if you really sit down and figure it out, cordless nailers save you time and money. 20 minutes at the beginning of the job every morning to set up a pneumatic nailer, an air hose, and a compressor. Nope, you can't argue that. It takes 20 minutes. It's going to take you at least 20 minutes to clean up. And then, so that's 40 minutes. And then there's always the hose going through the house, going through windows, damaging things, tangling up on things, going up a ladder, which could be a safety or a trip fall hazard. So there's all kinds of other considerations to think about. So 40 minutes saved. That's 40 minutes that you have more time on task to do the job that you're working on. Well, that means you're home 40 minutes earlier. You look at it either way. Time is money, and time saved is money. So the folks at Paslode recently sent me their 16 gauge nailer to take a peek at. And the first thing I noticed is it came in this really nice, rugged case. Unlike a lot of tool cases, this actually has room for some nails and some tools and things, so I was pretty impressed with that. Battery charger. The nailer itself is powered, it's fueled by a fuel cell as well as a battery. And the battery inserts here. Couple of comments. First impression when I took this nailer out of the case is I noticed how light it felt. It's 4.9 pounds with the battery. It's easy to use and lift overhead for crown molding applications or door trim and window trim. Doesn't fatigue the shoulder. Really nice grip, great balance. It just goes nice in line with your arm and shoulder. And the trigger has kind of like a rubberized grip on it. It's really nice. It just feels comfortable in your hand. If you're going to be using a nailer all day, you want it to be comfortable. A couple of things I want to point out is right here there's a depth of drive. Basically, this controls the depth of the fastener. You can set it deeper, you can flush it out, whatever. Easy to use, no tools needed. That's huge with any nailer or any tool, is toolless adjustments. There's nothing worse than having to pull out an Allen wrench to set an adjustment. It drives me crazy every time. So I really like that. I really like this belt hook right here. Put it on your belt or your tool belt. There's also an indicator light here that is a battery charge indicator. It tells you different functions of the battery, overheating or undercharge and so on and so forth. Very nicely done. The nail follower, or the slide to load the nails, was easy to use, and it also had a really nice no-mar tip, so that if you're working on some really nice trim work, you're not going to damage or make an imprint on the top trigger here. So that's about that for my first impressions. I was impressed. Started looking at some of the features. Like I said, it's lightweight. It's 4.9 pounds. It's 10 3/4 by about 11.5 tall. So you're going to be able to fit it in tight spots and use it on different applications where you might not be able to swing that hammer. It has let me see that the nail capacity. It holds 2 strips of nails. These are the strips of nails, and they just load like this very easily. Slide right in, and it fires up to 100 nails. So 2 strips of nails, 100 nails. The gauge nail is 16 gauge nail, and it will shoot 3/4 inch nails up to 2.5 inch nails, which is an 8-penny nail for trim and different applications. One thing it does have is when the nails get down to the last 10 nails, it will lock out. It has a lockout feature. And you ask, why would you want that feature? Why would you want the tool to lock out with 10 nails left? And there are 3 major reasons. The first is you don't want to mar the wood. When you fire a nailer with no nails in it, the firing pin still shoots, and it will create a little hole, just like a nail was there, but there's no nail. So that's one. 2, it wastes a ton of fuel because you still need to use the fuel and the battery charge to fire that pin. And 3, it could damage the tool. It could damage the firing pin, the mechanism that shoots the nail. So that's kind of important, nice feature to have, is that lockout feature. The battery, which is pretty cool, the battery itself, initial charge took about 2 hours, but after that, when I started using this, it charged anywhere between 5 minutes and 2 hours, depending on the condition of the battery and how much you're using it. The battery, well, they say the battery on a full charge will fire 4,000 nails. And to give you an example of what that is this brand new case of 2-inch nails, there's 2,000 nails in this. So it'll fire 2 of these on a full charge of a battery. And then the fuel cells, the trim fuel cells, are the short yellow ones, and these will fire up to 1,200 nails per cartridge. So that's a lot of nailing on a single charge in a cartridge. As far as using the tool, the type of applications that I used it on, we used it to install some crown molding. We did chair rail and some faux wainscoting or faux paneling, baseboard, door trim, window trim, and a ton of beadboard. The nailer performed excellent. There was no misfires, there were no problems, no issues. In fact, George, the carpenter I work with, he has a 10-year-old model, and we use these side by side. And his framing nail, finish nailer is still working strong today. So it was kind of nice to see the old and the new on the job site, and we compared them. The overall impression of this tool, I was super impressed. There really was nothing wrong with it. I found nothing. I love the size of it. I love the weight of it. The adjustment, like I said, the depth of drive adjustment's excellent. This thing can be used for any trim application, anywhere you're shooting finish nails. That's the only negative thing to this. Maybe would be the fact that they're not using Paslode's not using NiCad technology, and it only comes with one battery. But like I said, this one battery fires up to 4,000 nails on a full charge, a healthy battery. I will probably end up buying a second battery because there are times where you're doing so much that you do want to have that second battery, or maybe the tool has been sitting in the cold truck for a week, 2 weeks, and the battery's dead. It's nice to be able to charge one and get one going and then have another one fully charged and swap it out. So let's take a quick peek at how this works. Like I said, it holds 2 clips of of nails. It's plywood here. It's pretty simple. Just depress, pull the trigger. As fast as you can press this in and pull the trigger, you can use this nailer. What you're hearing is the exhaust port, and what the tool does, it's a fan, and it's basically getting rid of the spent fuel. Paslode 16 gauge angled finish nailer, cordless, unbelievable tool, accurate, easy to use, high quality. Paslode has obviously done their homework over the years. They haven't changed much because it works. I highly recommend it. I'm Rob Robillard. You're at angled-collation.com, and we'll see you at the next tool review. Take care.